Today I was out shooting my Bear 76er, kind of 76er. I have two different sets of limbs on it, on the denim riser. I'm working on the tips on the other two sets of limbs. The other two sets? Yeah, the other halves of these. So I decided to go shoot it, and my Venoms weren't shooting that well out of it, which is kind of surprising. They usually shoot pretty well out of this bow. Maybe it's got something to do with the limb. Everything was shooting to the right. So I went and grabbed a couple of Three Rivers, traditional only. These are made by Easton. Well, the shaft's made by Easton. And these are a great arrow if you just need something to, as a beginner and even advanced. These are a pretty good arrow. The GT Trads, I like this just a hair better. It might not be quite as durable as a GT with a longer insert, but they do pretty well. Not as tough as an Axis, but I really like the way Three Rivers fletches these. I like the helical 5-inch. I like this wrap, makes it easier to see. You saw how they fly. These yellows are 500 spine, and the white ones, all white, are 600 spine. You saw how they fly pretty similar. Well, on the 600s, I have a 100 grain point right there, and total arrow comes in at 360 grains. On the 500 spine, I have a 145 grain point right there. You can see it, and that comes in at 440 grains, and they fly pretty similar. At a longer distance, I'm sure I would forget about it, and these would drop a little more. My Axis run around 420 grains, so I don't know if that really correlates. And great arrow. I don't know the price. It seems like they're pretty similar to the Axis, but Three Rivers sells a ton of these. I'm sure they push it. It's their signature arrow. Great arrow. You'll see a ton of reviews on them. And if you're just getting into carbon for the first time, give these a try. These are a decent arrow. Again, I point weight tune. Trying to keep a little bit of FOC, a little front of center, and not have it that heavy total arrow mass for an arrow that flies. This bow happens to come in at about 38.5, 39 at my fingers. This is not a performance limb, solid fiberglass. So this would be somewhere between a modern bow and a modern recurve like a Sage and a older Ben Pearson Bear, something of that nature. Well, this is an old Bear, isn't it? Wing, where it doesn't have quite the acceleration. Good arrow, give it a try. Have fun out there with your archery. Hope this feathers flying around isn't driving you nuts.